Watch as rioters march on France's Home Office as fury erupts amid the country's budget crisis. Police struggled to maintain order as students attacked outnumbered officers. The French woke up to scenes of chaos this morning. Before 8:30, there were already more than 80 demonstrations across the country. 80,000 gendarmes had been mobilised. Police were using tear gas against rioters during the school run outside a nursery in Paris, where children and their parents can be seen running in fear. One mum told French media her daughter had been traumatised by the scenes as the kids sought refuge inside the nursery. The call to action has been dubbed bloquons tout, block everything. Protesters have attempted to close off routes into and out of Paris, setting bins on fire and attacking police. In Rennes, western France, a bus was set alight on the city's ring road. France faces an acute financial crisis as its budget deficit remains more than 6% of gross domestic product. The national debt is heading towards 120% of annual GDP as borrowing costs surge. But the country has no effective government to pull back the spending. The Prime Minister was forced out of office yesterday after losing a confidence vote surrounding his budget. He'd planned to drop 2 bank holidays and cut spending by around £40 billion, feeding into today's action. Opposition parties were uncompromising in Parliament as they put a definitive end to Bayrou's short premiership. The left-wing Jean-Luc Mélenchon had called for today's agitation and his party were clear. They want power.
Mr. Prime Minister,
you have not lived up to your promise. We have received nothing but carelessness, delaying tactics, false promises and outright betrayals. We regret that we do not have confidence in you. By voting against the vote of confidence today, the Socialists are taking responsibility for affirming that they are ready, alongside the Left and the Greens, to govern and to seek, in unison, political stability and fiscal, social and territorial justice. Our choices are not yours, but those of the French people. Not targeting labour, but capital. Not public holidays, but heirs. Not trickle-down taxes, but redistribution. Not small businesses, but multinationals. Not recession, but recovery.
The far left is the primary political danger for the French Republic. France Unbowed, with Jean-Luc Mélenchon, is the primary political danger for our Republic. And with the deputies of the Republican right, we will be the first barrier to this threat. We will never accept a government that includes deputies from France Unbowed. We will never accept the implementation of the new Popular Front's disastrous programme here. And this obviously applies to a socialist government that advocates or supports this programme.
All opposition parties are calling on Emmanuel Macron to resign, saying the country can't move forward until the president goes. Him heeding this, however, seems unlikely.
As far as I'm concerned, I believe in democracy. Democracy consists of people voting for a given mandate. The mandate, which has been given to me by the French people and by no one else, is a mandate that will be carried out through to the end of its term in accordance with the commitment I made to the French people, even with all due respect to those who have been defeated several times in these same elections.
Marine Le Pen, who leads the National Rally, France's largest single party, said when it comes to the mess in which her country finds itself, her hands are clean.
De M. Mélenchon à M. Wauquiez, en passant par M. Bayrou et tous les autres, ils ont tous...
Mr. Mélenchon and all the others at one point or another over the last few years has had power or has supported those in power. So the budget situation causing their crocodile tears is their own responsibility, especially since, again, they all agreed at the last elections to support each other's candidates over ours. We are the only ones to bear no responsibility for this. None.
Nous sommes les seuls à n'avoir aucune responsabilité là-dedans. Aucune.
Helen Roux told GB News the French are angry on all sides.
At the origin of it, there is an anger
among the French population. Some former, you said about the Gilets jaunes, some former Gilets jaunes wanted to take part of it, but the movement has been recuperated by violent people, and it's not right now a good demonstration of the French anger that actually remains. But the problem is that now the movement is absolutely violent and it's gotten out of hand.
What also seems to be out of hand in France is the public spending. And indeed, that was what caused the downfall of the Prime Minister, François Bayrou. Exactly. He wanted to bring the deficit under control. In fact, he's even blamed France's older generation for refusing to let go of the pensions and the other public spending that are causing such difficulties. Do you think there's any way out of this financial crisis in France?
Well, it's going to be very complicated. I believe that there was a way out. When François Bayrou has fallen on Monday, there were three ways we could handle this. We can nominate a new prime minister, which is the way Emmanuel Macron chose. We could dissolve the parliament and then have fresh new elections. And then the third way was to Emmanuel Macron to resign. He said repeatedly that we did not do it. He said in the newspaper that I work in that he would preside until the last minute. So, okay, this option was not on the table, even though it's the only real option that will allow the French people to choose another politic. But and the second way, the dissolution of the parliament. Well, he chose not to go there either, even though opposition parties wanted to do so. Marine Le Pen wanted to do so, and she said that repeatedly. Even Jean-Luc Mélenchon at the far left-wing parties, he said that he wanted that. But Emmanuel Macron does not seem to hear them because in less than 24 hours, he nominated, so his name is Sébastien Lecornu. He was the former Secretary of Defense. He's the only man that has been in the government since 2017, so since Emmanuel Macron was first elected. And, well, if you want my opinion, he's like Emmanuel Macron's doppelganger.
Nick Dunning, GB News.